Right, South Africa does not have a water supply crisis, but a management problem. That's according to Agri-SA's Christo van der Riede, who says this is most prevalent at local government level. It wants to work with government to avoid disaster.
Africa does not have a problem with water supply. It has all to do with water management. So farmers stand last in the row, and they're the last to get the surplus water that is available for agricultural purposes. But what is important for us is that our Department of Water and Sanitation must look at the state of our dams, make sure that our canal systems are optimized, that water piping or pipelines are directed to areas where there's scarcity. If you look at the situation in Gqeberha and in the Eastern Cape, my question is always, why didn't government already put a water pipeline in place from the Gerib Dam running towards the Eastern Cape to deliver water there? So I think it boils down to water planning. And this is very, very important for us, that we sit down with government sits down with the sector, because if we run out of food, then we're all doomed. So it's important that proper planning is done to avert a situation where food production in South Africa is placed at risk due to bad water planning.
Staying with South Africa's power issues, the community of KwaNdengezi in Durban is accusing the municipality of cutting off their lights on purpose. Angry residents have been protesting and blocking roads since Sunday. They also say they are having water supply issues and demand answers. Let's go to our reporter Manqoba Mchunu, who is in KwaNdengezi for us, covering that story. Manqoba, earlier on, that community was saying the reason why they're saying this is on purpose is because it goes off every morning at 5 a.m. How long has this been happening, according to those residents?
Many of the residents that we spoke to earlier on say this is a long-standing issue. In fact, they say that this electricity problem started as early as January, where you'll have electricity going for several hours in a day or even consecutive days in a week. And so this has been quite problematic. And in fact, they say that when the floods hit this province, then the problem became worse. So up until then, this problem has been continuing in this particular community, and of course the residents are saying that they are fed up with this particular issue. That's the reason why they've come here to the streets to vent their anger and to get the attention of the eThekwini Metro, because they say that they've been raising this issue with the Metro, but up until now there has been no communication whatsoever from the Metro as to really what is the cause and what it is that they're doing about this particular problem. I want to show you, Masiko, here. The residents are still, of course, outside. They are blocking the streets. As you can see, they're still burning tires on the streets, and the residents insisting that they're not going to move, they're not going to leave this particular road until their demands are met. And just a short while ago, the police here, the public order policing, arriving here at KwaNdengezi just to try and see if they can restore calm and perhaps open the road. And they're talking right now to some of the community members, trying to convince them to leave the road and that they should actually clear the road so that traffic can move in this particular area. And I'm just going to go closer, Manqoba, just to hear exactly what they are saying and whether or not the residents are willing at this particular point to move.
Siyavumelana, masivumelana, masikavumelani phela asina choice.
Siyasizana ngithi nani ngicelile futhi sayikwenza sakwenza leweza ukhansela one briefer then sesikuthi nathi sicela ukuthi umgwaqo ukwazi ukclearisheka kuqhubeka kusetshenzwe.
Ngicela ukwazi ubaba osithembisa ukuthi njengamanje babuzulu njengoba babuzulu sithembisa manje ukuthi masiyeka njengamanje sithola lezi zinto esicelayo.
Enjengani qala ugesi ngithi ngithe ukhona
Well, Masiko, that's just a discussion between the community members as well as police. Of course, at this particular point, the police are trying to restore order. They're asking these community members to move away from the road and to open the road so that traffic can flow here. But these residents are saying that at this particular point, they want an assurance that they'll get, the answers that they want when it comes to the issues that are concerning this community. It's not only electricity, Masiko, there's also a water problem issue here in this community. We're told that there's been a water cuts also here that have lasted for several days. And as we speak, Masiko, there is currently no water in this community. And some of the schools have, in fact, sent children back because of that water situation. So it is quite a number of issues that these community members are raising. Of course, they're saying that the local council has also not been forthcoming when it comes to some of their concerns. And this is the reason why they've then opted to come to the streets. And earlier on, Masiko, we did speak to the local councillor just to get a sense of exactly what are they doing to address these issues. And he says his hands too are tied when it comes to this issue because he's raised these issues, he's put in requests with the municipality to deal with this issue, but they have not been doing that. There has been no response from the municipality as to what will happen to this particular community. But earlier on, I do understand that my colleague, Lethiwe Mdluli, did speak to the deputy mayor of eThekwini just about this issue and, of course, some of the concerns that were raised by the community members. And the deputy mayor, Philani Mavundla, did indicate that they are aware of the challenges facing KwaNdengezi, and they're saying that what has led to the electricity problem is the issue of illegal connections, which they say has really put pressure on the system, and that's why in some cases we'll find that the power will then cut off because it trips the system. And so that's the explanation that's been given by them. But in terms of what they are doing to deal with this situation, the deputy mayor did say that at this particular point they do not have anything that they will do. They're still going to come up with the plan as to how they're going to address this. Of course, that engagement, Masiko, between community members and the police still ongoing at this particular stage, just to try and restore some order and calm. Let's take a listen.
All right, Manqoba, we have to leave it there for now, but I see those talks between police and residents. It doesn't look like the residents are budging at all. They actually started burning a tire from afresh as the police were busy asking them to please clear the road at least so that cars can go through. But it doesn't look like community members are willing at the moment. They're saying that they need electricity and water. Until that happens, they will not clear that road. Let's take